Every corner you turn, everywhere you look, there is a scammer waiting to try and steal your money or get your information. They call your phones, they send you emails, even letters in the mail. They find a way to do it. We want to help you keep more money in your pocket. That's why we have Lechelle Yates from the Better Business Bureau here with us today. She's taking your questions about scams, about what to look out for, how to protect yourself. Here's how you get her your question. Remember, the questions are anonymous, so don't feel bad about asking the question. You just text us the question, 336-379-5775, and you get your answer right there on the spot. All right, so Lechelle, first and foremost, let's tackle some rental scams. We've had a couple of people in our area just in the last 2 weeks call us and say, I thought I was renting a place. Come to find out, I was giving my money to somebody I didn't even know, and this place is being rented to somebody else.
Yes, so rental scams have a couple of the same tactics for all of these different rental scams. The listings, they're going to look legitimate, and that's because they are. Scammers are taking the same photos and the same descriptions from real listings, and that's what they're using to post the fake listings. They're also going to ask you for money up front to even see the property or for a deposit in the first month's rent. And they're going to ask you to fill out a rental application. And losing money here is not the only danger. Scammers could steal your identity. In fact, a local person reported that after they filled out an application, the landlord opened a line of credit in her name with her social security number. Now, there's a couple different facets too of what the con man is going to do. One, he's either going to say, hey, I can't show you the apartment because I'm out of town, you got to look in the windows. Or he's going to show up brazenly, even when there's a real property management company yard in the sign. So here's what you have to do to protect yourself. One, ask questions. Don't be afraid to knock on the door and ask the occupant if that apartment really is for rent. Second, call the phone number. If there's a sign in the yard, call that number and say, hey, does the person who I've been talking to really work there? There is a renter here in the Triad who wishes they had done that. It would have saved him $1,000. And last, research the scammer. Look up the name of the scammer's email address, and the phone number. If they are renting properties outside of the Triad, that is a red flag.
Yeah, because usually they are in one spot, that is for sure. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, with COVID, a lot of times we thought to ourselves, well, it's not that unusual that the person doesn't want to meet in person, right, to show us the house or to drop off the stuff or whatever else, but they can at least do a FaceTime with you if they're for real.
Oh, absolutely. And they're also going to be able to give you a Dropbox number or the little lockbox on the door and give you a key so that you're going to be able to get in. But the con men have gotten smart there too. They will actually pretend to be a renter so that they can get that number for a day and then have you go and get the number yourself. So there's really, there's so many facets to this, but you really have to be careful. So follow a couple of those tips and I think you can be safe.
I think the other thing too is the wiring of money. That always tips me off as well. So if you can pay with a credit card, that also would be the better option.
Absolutely. Pay with a credit card if you can.
Okay. Let's talk about online purchases. Speaking of credit cards and, you know, us purchasing things with our credit card online and what we really need to look out for and how do we protect ourselves?
Well, it turned out that in 2021, online purchase scams were the riskiest scam, and they affected everybody from ages 18 to 65. And the reason is, even though we're in year 3 of the pandemic, we were spending more time online and we were doing more online shopping. And in fact, 75% of the people who encountered an online purchase scam reported losing money. And they were often seeing these ads on social media, the ones that lured them into losing money. And just in case people don't know what an online shopping scam is, it's when you purchase something and you don't end up getting the item that you ordered, or you get an item that is not exactly what you ordered. So the best way to protect yourself against an online purchase scam is check out the website at bbb.org or go to bbb.org/scam tracker and put in the name of the website or the name of the company and see what people are saying about it. You can also do the same thing on Google. And here again is another great instance of when you should use your credit card and then dispute the charge in case you don't get the item or you don't get the item that you requested. And don't let them drag this out past 60 days. That's the time that you're allowed to dispute a charge, because that is one of their tactics. They'll try to say, oh, well, it's in process. Oh, it's coming. And they'll try to get you past your 60 days so you can't get your money back.
Oh, that's key. Okay, the 60-day time limit. Now, a lot of folks will say, I used my debit card as a credit card, so shouldn't that be good enough? Let's talk about that.
Unfortunately, it is not. Debit cards actually have some federal protections that allow you to dispute the charge. There's actually a whole written out process. And unfortunately, debit cards do not have that same protection. There are no written guarantees that you can dispute that charge. It's up to your individual provider of your debit card. So use a credit card. If you don't have one, there's lots of people who don't want to get one these days, but at least get one if it's for nothing else but online shopping. That is your best protection.
All right. We already have 2 texts, and they both talk about a specific scam text that they got. So we're going to talk about that as soon as we come back from break. Remember, you can text in your question, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.